And ironically, this rules Capricorn. Mm-hmm. Only you will actually see Saturn in the hand. Now, unfortunately, the churches taught and wanted to trap man and woman, and they did it with fear. Black. Don't you understand? Now, their great genetic gifts, they were to bring light and love into the world. And he could never enlighten them, false teaching. Look, his light doesn't light a thing. And that was, I'll be honest, most of the popes. Mm-hmm. So, most of the popes. And all man had to do was wake up to the truth. You see, you got the knowledge of good and evil. That's evil, because they want power. They want to control you. Mm-hmm. But look, the chains aren't around their throats. Power, talking, fifth chakra. They could walk away anytime if they had the courage to speak. I can't stomach this anymore. Mm-hmm. And if they do, they turn the second initiation. But this, once you can overturn, reverse the devil, you have lived. L-I-V-E-D. And that's what our first great initiation was, discernment. Can we remember the truth from our galactic center? That's what the fool is looking to at 45. Mm-hmm. He's not looking at the sun over here behind him. He's looking at his world, don't you see? Yeah. The galactic star. Okay, so that tells you you've overcome some powerful things. Now, this is love being offered you, okay? You're not sure in the past, certainly, but 3 great people have loved you in your life, truly loved you, but you're growing, you're evolving, and it was saying, I'm not sure I trust your love. I'm not sure I'm going to accept love. So everything's shut off. But that's as you're wakening up to your power, don't you see? And you're not just going to believe everything anymore, but all it wants you to know in your hard work this lifetime, masters never have it easy, and an avatar, my Lord. We're just lucky you're here in body, but it's not easy because you're having to live like, we'll say, Christ wanted to understand what it was like to be a human being. And you have such great love, okay? And that's so important. This is one of your powerful initiation cards. And this represents Pisces, not the moon. Mm-hmm. But it wants you to understand the power of the moon and the sun. This card represents DNA changing in all of us. If you pull this, you are changing. And we're becoming the Homo noeticus. We're an evolving species. Now, not everybody, we made a choice. And you see, like in your temperance card, here we once were a cow. We became domesticated dogs. We came up from the sea of the water of wisdom, and all we have to see in the climate changes right now is what's happening in the oceans. I watched a sad thing today about birds. Anyway, these are yods, the hand of man that you've overcome. The man that would change you. And now here's your radiation and magnetism again, like around the sun clock. Okay, and you've passed some powerful initiations. These are spiritual, and this is right now. So you're going to look. See, I'm the love now. You would be willing to accept. See the evolution you're changing, and I think any of us, we need a companion. I don't care if it's a boy or a girl or a dog. We need something to love us or for us to love. It's that simple. And you're full of love. You overcame that dark Saturnian, but Saturn is the great taskmaster. Once you learn Saturn, your ruler's lessons, it's bliss. Okay. So that's quite, and that's under Jupiter as far as you are to travel the world. You see, you hold the world in your hand. And it tells you for your future, you're using your left hand, holding your wisdom. See, you have a lot of travel ahead of you.
Good.
You really do. And you will. It shows you don't see this is the royal cape, purple, but that foot is balanced here. You're standing firm. Remember, in your first spread, your thoughts were accurate, and I showed you were standing firmly with both feet. That shows great balance. And the last card of temperance, you shouldn't be balanced, one foot on water and one on land. It says, really, basically, you understand the great gods of water and of earth, okay? So you listen. I ran out of room. That's planning ahead, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. I cut that again. I just was telling you about your thoughts were right. Isn't it interesting? So your mundane reading is working into your godly reading. You understand? Now, that has to be the last card because it is. 9, the ending. It shows in the past she's facing what's gone. You shed a lot of tears and you felt very alone. But among the coverlet are the 12 signs of the zodiac hidden. And it says, this shall pass. And it has your tears. And notice usually what you're crying about is you want someone to love you and you to love. Shows man and woman there. So usually that's what we're crying. Where's the one that loves me? Where's the one that understands me? And you're young. That would be a very common thing to cry over. You've lived it. It's in the past. It's gone. So, oh, good. This was the second. You didn't pull it, but this is the second initiation. When you here's the yods, the hands of man. When you master this first one, I'm not going to listen to those so-called spiritual people anymore and the false teachings. Remember, that's where you unchain yourself. You will speak your truth. I can't handle this hypocrisy, and it will tear your world apart. That's your second initiation. When you have everybody turning against you, your relationships, be it male or female, will break your heart, will betray you. Do know God's talking to you, and He's not punishing you. He's letting you know that's a high initiation you've passed. Isn't that funny? I'm glad that was right there where I could show you. I want to Oh, well, I'm not going to ask Dave to get it. This is the sixth initiation.
Go get what?
In my classes, I put the majors and take you through the gifts, how you can use them, and the initiations, okay? But now this is Gabriel. You know the old joke now, Revelations, when you hear the trumpets. We can laugh about frequencies. You have to make a choice. The six. Again, six figures, you're going to be reconnected with God. You've come a long way from there if you turn this one up. Mm-hmm. Okay? You've heard the call of God, and you joyfully reach out to it. This judgment, again, the church tried to make this a very negative card. Actually, that card, they would like to say, our choices help us resurrect, go back to God. Our choices, they choose to look to the Archangel Gabriel there. So, isn't that wonderful? Anyway, there's a beautiful symmetry in the card. See, there's Scorpio, woman, Taurus. See the bulls. If you know astrology, and I have kept so many in teaching the classes, I deliberately bought some wrong books to teach them. They had learned astrology, that the people teaching most of those books had no idea what they were talking about. They didn't even know the symbols of astrology. And that makes me want to weep. Yeah. And that's where it becomes so wrong, you understand. And